did you graduate?
I graduated way back in 2012.
Aha. See? I knew somebody would love that. So it's never too late. That's the main reason why I wanted you to know when she graduated, because we've had people graduate in 1995. We don't care. I promise you a license. We had people fail 19, 20, 30 times. We don't care. We promise you a license. So tell them why things happened the way they did.
Okay, so going to school, I was able to move back in with my mother. She let me quit my job and go back to college. I had this one right here.
Bigger than her, y'all. Bigger than her.
And she let he and I moved back into the house. I was able to quit my job and go through the whole program.
Nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
What school did you go to?
Hondros College.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so once I finished, you know, I was still kind of young and I was ready to move out of her house. So I was like, okay, let me just get a job now. Let me get a place, get a job. So I didn't take my test right away.
Biggest error in the world, right, guys? Because you want to take your test within that 6-month framework.
And with Hondros, as soon as you finish everything, they'll automatically like sign you up for the board. So you know you only get 1 year to take the test.
Ohio, they're from different parts of the country, but in Ohio we have a whole year to study and take the test before it expires, before the ATT expires.
Yeah. So I was talking to one of my real close friends. Her and I, we had met back up. We went to elementary school and middle school together, Shante.
Oh, yes.
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 She took Shelly's class, and we met back up, and I was telling her, you know, I just graduated, I passed my test. She's like, when are you going to take it? I'm like, I don't know, I'm nervous, you know. So she was like, I got the perfect person for you. Like, she's wonderful. And I'm like, okay. So that's how I ended up meeting Shelly. Came to Shelly class, and I had to take my test right away because it was getting ready to expire. So I talked to Shelly. She was like, it's okay, because you in my class now. So if you fail, you fail. Just take the test because you just don't want it to go to waste.
You don't ever want your ATT to go to waste. So if somebody's in here right now and you feel like, oh my God, like I'm not going to take that test, it's about to expire in 2 weeks. You'd be surprised. Sometimes you pass. Like half the people that have an expiration date coming up really soon and they didn't get everything they need and they haven't been in my class long, go anyway. We are very pleasantly surprised by people who actually pass just a little bit of knowledge. But you are taking a chance, but it's like 50% of those people will pass and 50% won't. We tell you never waste an ATT. If it does nothing, it prepares you for what to look for on the test. That's one thing it will do.
Yeah. So I took the test, and the night before I took the test, I had to rush him to the hospital.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I wasn't.
Leave her toes alone. Bath and Body Works is not candy. Jesus.
He was born with a lot of medical issues. He's actually losing his eyesight
as we speak.
Yeah. So he'll be technically legally blind by the time he's probably out of stage.
Mm-hmm. And that was a new development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of issues, and
it's okay. It's okay, April. You've been through a lot. Remember, you saved her life.
Yes, you
You saved her from a stroke in my class. You did that. You are a nurse.
I'm sorry, guys. So we were in bed together studying. He was like always like my right hand.
Yo, baby.
Yeah. So he was laying down watching his little tablet. I was studying. He was in the living room with his dad, and so his dad had ran and got me like, something wrong with him. I don't know. He's bleeding real bad or something. So I'm like, okay. So I jumped out of bed and I ran in there, and he just looked like somebody just like threw him against the wall or something. Like he was just bleeding so bad. He actually had a little nick on his face. He scratched his face with a little nick, but his blood wouldn't clot. So it made it look like a horror story, whereas it was just a little nick. He just scratched his face. So we didn't know where the blood was coming from, so I got him to the emergency and they cleaned them all up and everything. It was the tiniest little nick, very small. And I couldn't reschedule my test because it was everything happened so late. So I left the emergency and went straight to Akron to take my test.
Crazy, right? You know you're not gonna finna pass that test. But you have to do what you gotta do. At least you know what to expect.
Right, exactly. And so, didn't pass it, of course. I went almost all the way through. I had like
Biscuit, leave the man alone. Jesus. Biscuit, Sherry, get Biscuit.
Come here.
You are really spoiled.
Come here, Biscuit. Come here.
This is the way we have to do this.
All right.
I went almost all the way through. I had like over 100 and something questions, and then it stopped on me. I knew I didn't pass it when I went in the car. I like bawled real bad. Like, even though I knew I probably didn't have a chance, I was like, it still hurt when you know. Came back to class. Shelly welcomed me back in open arms. I kind of
Life hit you.
yeah, like it just, you kind of give up sometimes. So I kind of like started off high, like with the classes, and then I just kind of start falling. Wasn't coming to class all the time. Missing homework assignments.
Getting cussed out. Charge money. All the stuff I do.
And then eventually I didn't come anymore. Shelly always kept in contact with me though.
Always.
But she knew everything I was going through. So I started class back in September.
How did that happen?
So this one right here, we were in the living room. His birthday is September 27th. He was like on the floor playing a video game, and I was sitting on the couch. I'm like, Alex, what are you on for your birthday this year? He was like, nothing. I'm like, what?
What's wrong with this baby?
Like this one, right?
Right. Get his head checked, dog.
And I'm like, what do you mean you don't want nothing? He was like, I don't want nothing this year. I'm like, why? Like, what's wrong? He like, all I want you to do is go back to Shelly class.
Amen.
No.
Amen.
He remembered you. Cause like, I just want you happy again, Ma.
That's a tearjerker.
He remembered you.
Wow.
And he was like, I just want you happy again. I just want you to go back to class. He was like, just promise me you'll go back to class, and that will be my birthday present.
Oh my God.
Yes. And he didn't see me like crying because he was like on the floor, but I'm like, oh my God, like. So Sunday came around, and I just got back in church, and I'm like, I really do have to, get myself together. If my kids could see it, that's not a good thing. So Sunday came around, Sunday morning, I'm scrolling through Facebook. I follow Shelly like on everything.
Stalker.
So I'm scrolling through Facebook, and then I see like a post she made, and she made a post.
My church.
Yeah.
Natural health.
And I don't know if you guys like pay attention to her, but she always say this class is her ministry, and she don't do it for the money. She does it for us.
That's for sure. Shit.
And she's serious about that. She was running a contest for I think 5 people.
Yeah.
And we were talking about
Diversity and discrepancies. What is it?
the health
When you discriminate against people in healthcare. So healthcare disparities. That's the word.
And so and I was like, oh, I should sign up for this. And so I went to church, and I was thinking about it the whole day. I was thinking about it the whole day in church. And so after I left church, I text Shelly. I'm like, hey, Shelly, I think I want to sign up for your thing. She was like, oh my God, baby, yes, like sign up. She was like, go look at the rules, watch the video, and do exactly what the video said. So I'm like, okay. So that night I had recorded myself, and I had told her one of my disparities, and one of them was for him again. So he and his dad share custody with him. Okay, so I thought Alex was bad when he
A
was
lot of
little.
us
Like,
we think it's our child.
like I thought he was just really, really
Bad
bad.
baby, bad baby. Real active and crazy.
Yes, very
jumping off of the
active.
refrigerators and shit.
And everybody used to tell me like, you're just a young mom. You know,
It's a
basically,
boy.
yeah, like that's just what they do. So I'm like, okay, but he's a little wilder than what I thought, right? Like, so he started to go to school and everything, and then the teachers was bringing it up to me too, like, he's a little,
Rambunctious.
yeah, and I'm like, I thought so too, and I would take him to his doctor.
They blew it on.
Yeah, and they would tell me, oh, he's fine, there's nothing wrong with him, he's so polite, he always have like the biggest smile, and like he's so polite and he's fine. And they told me, they said, this is normal for a black kid.
Oh.
Swear to God.
This is normal for a black boy. This is how they act. So it's okay. They're a little slower than girls.
Which boys are a little slower developing than girls. But to say this is normal for a black kid. We see it all the time, by the way. But we were always told we were playing the race cards. So.
Right. So he went back to school. And then I would tell his teachers, like, I took him to the doctor. They said, he didn't have ADHD. He's fine. He's just hyper. I'm like, okay. But then it started showing in his test scores.
Grades and stuff.
Yeah. He couldn't really pay attention because he was too busy, like, playing with his friends. He'll literally be on the carpet, like, spinning in circles, like.
Doing too damn much.
Doing way too much. So. These two had two different doctors. I had a special doctor for him because a lot of the issues he had. So he had a different doctor. I would tell his doctor things that he was going through. But in the meantime, a lot of stuff was happening, like in school and stuff. So I was talking to his dad. So his dad was like,
wake up, baby.
His dad was like, maybe he should come live with me for a second. He was like, because we all thought it was his behavior. We didn't think
Dad
it was
gonna get
nothing
them
else.
together, y'all. Dad gonna get this. I got it.
So we.
But I like that though.
Yeah.
You should really. I want to honor him. What's
Yeah.
his name?
Alex.
Shout out to Alex.
Yes.
Alex, you held it down because you stepped up. That's what we don't see. So thank you, Alex.
Yeah. So we did the whole transition. So he moved in with his dad. So he was going to school from his dad's house, and then he would be with me like on vacations and the weekends and stuff like that. So I would talk to his doctor about him, and she was like, bring him in. I want to meet him. Bring him in. So I brought him in, and for like 5 minutes, she already knew exactly what it was. Dyslexia.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The value of a good doctor who gave a damn.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't even her patient.
It wasn't even her patient.
See what I mean?
And
See the difference you make?
And she literally was like, oh, we could fix this. Everything is going to be okay. We could fix this. She was like, this is so simple. I'm pretty sure it's mild. I got the perfect person for you. Wow. So I called his dad. I told him, and he was like, seriously? I would have never thought that. None of us have it like in our family or anything.
Genetic, yeah.
So we just never, thought it. So we took him to the specialist. They did diagnose him. And
wow.
And everything just went uphill from there. But I shared that video to Shelly, and it was a tearjerker for her, and I won the class for free.
I had no idea I was fulfilling his wish. So let me say this while she tells you how she took her test real quick. Before the story that Mommy told me, I already knew that you were really good. You know why? Because if you're not decent kids, if you're not well behaved, if you don't try to help her out with this project, she could never pass her test. So because she passed her test, I have to hook y'all up. Is that all right? Now, how old are you? You're 8, and how old are you? Well, big brother gets big money, and little brother gets little money. And you guys need to be thanked because you played a role in her success. You helped her pass, and who knew? I love me some you, baby. You got mommy back in school. That's what's up. Kids are so precious, aren't they? I love my kids. I always tell this story when I see kids this powerful. I tell them, I said, yeah, your kids are watching everything you do.
Everything.
I remember my 5-year-old at the time, she's 30 now, but my 5-year-old went to kindergarten. My mommy a councilwoman. And that little boy said, so what? My mommy took me to the zoo. Like, oh, okay, apples and oranges. But yes, tell them how it went.
It went so good, guys. Like, I was so nervous. I was texting Shelly the night before.
The night before, this heifer.
Like, I would not stop. I thought she was going to put me on the block list, y'all.
She's like, what's that med, that most common med? What you got? What is it? Oh, get off my damn phone.
I'm like, which one should I know? Not know, but like,
But
no,
just no. Like, what's all these no's in my phone? I was dying laughing. I'm like,
hey,
you
bro,
don't
you're
get off my
fine.
phone.
I almost had a panic attack when I first got in the place, y'all. I was so nervous because for me, this was like a do or die situation.
Yes, it is.
I needed this. I needed this bad. So I had like so much like on my shoulder. I was nervous. Like I needed this.
You needed this.
But I passed the 85 and out.
Now what if she had failed 85 and out? She killed everybody, right? She passed the 85 and out. Now remember what you got to do to pass an 85 and out. You pretty much had to get all of that shit right. Y'all feel me on this? That's that girl. That girl right there. Like, you the shit, baby. You are the shit. I love it. What would be your advice to the babies? Never give up, I'm sure.
Yeah, never give up. There's, it's a lot of roadblocks, but, the enemy does that on purpose. He don't want you to succeed.
You steal, kill, and destroy.
Yeah. And you just have to be strong. Even if you don't have a support system, this is what you want to do. You just have to move forward and do it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What parts do you think helped you learn the most?
Toe to toe.
So we do toe to toe. Tell them what that is. I have no idea.
Toe to toe, Shelly is basically testing your knowledge. So, like on regular classes, she's teaching to us. But toe to toe, we're basically teaching to her. So she give us a patient, like how you would go like to the emergency room or something, and she'll give us like the whole rundown of the patient. And then from top to bottom, we would have to explain to Shelly what we would do with this patient.
We want to know your first nursing action. We want to know, well, what's the physical assessment for that disease process? Or what do you think the disease is in the first place? Okay, what labs is the doctor going to order, and what do you think those labs going to be? What meds is the doctor going to order, and what do you think those meds are going to do for him? Like, why did they order those meds? And what's the side effects of each med, and what's the generic name for each med? And then you got to tell me about the discharge instructions. You got to tell me the complications of that disease. You got to tell me any kind of signs and symptoms, and you got to tell me the risk factors. Basically, you have to tell me verbal boards.
Yeah.
She did that, and she did it every week.
And it was hard. I remember when I first started toe to toe, I sat right here. This was my seat right here.
Where's your table?
And Vat, my boo,
Vat was here.
She sat right here, and I came in. I was all nervous. My book bag like, "Ooh, Shelly's about to kill me today." So I sat right here. Vat like, "Come over here, girl. Come with everybody else." So I'm like, "Okay." So I came to the table over here, and so I'm like, "Okay, if I keep my head down,
She
Shelly
won't
won't
call
see
me.
me."
She won't see me. Like
But she
Medea,
won't
you
call
don't see me.
So she would say something, it'll sound so hard. And I'm like, shit, I'm keeping my head down, so I'm right. And she's like, April. But with that, it makes you more confident.
Because you got to the place where you're the one I had to call for all the answers. So you have a wide range of experience in the class. You have somebody that just came to the toe-to-toe the very first time. You have somebody about to take a test. You got somebody in the middle. And the way you know the gradations of everybody is when I'm all said and done with everybody that came, if I go to you last, you know you the shit. So her and Vet, all Shania, all of them, Shanar, they all are like targets. Ari, everybody, because if no one knows, they better, because they've been here and they know their shit. Now, how did you save Vet's life? Come here. Because you're amazing.
Yes.
I'll never forget that.
I love her so much.
This is amazing.
So that was, I met some of the girls before class because Shelly had an expedition downtown for women's health. So some of the girls I had already met, but Vet was the first person I had actually met, like coming inside the class. And she's always on her stuff. Like if you know Vet, she's quick. She's very, very, very smart. We were having, I believe, infectious disease lecture. We went to lunch.
They got 45 minutes for lunch.
We all went to Chipotle. That walked in and she was paying for her stuff. We had already ordered her stuff, so we was already sitting down. She at the counter dropping stuff. I'm like, what's that doing over there? So she comes sit down at the table with us and we talking. And first of all, it took her a long time to get out the car.
Oh, I didn't know.
She would just sit in the car and we was already eating at the table and eating everything. And like I said, she's fast. She's real fast. Like, and it wasn't normal for her just to be sitting in the car. And then she finally came strolling in, and then she was at the counter like dropping stuff. She finally came and sat down with us and we talking, and she couldn't like get her thoughts. Like she was like and then she was dropping her cup. So she had like a regular like bottle of water. She was trying to pour her water in the cup, and the cup just like fell out her hand.
Just dropped the cup.
So
Ice everywhere.
Everywhere. We like
that's when I put it on the
keys.
table and then I smacked it off with my hand.
Yeah, this one wasn't working.
Her hand just smacked it off the table, and I'm like, "Wow, what's going on?" So me and Grace had looked at each other, and I'm like, "Dad, that's not like that." I'm like, "Something is wrong." She was like, "Yeah, that's not normal." So we talking and everything. So she tried to pick up her takeout bag. We're getting ready to leave. Dropped the whole bag on the floor.
Oh wow.
So I'm like, yeah, something's not right. This is not like that. This is not like her at all. We get back to class. And I'm like, man, should I say something to Shelly? I don't want to be all in that business, but I think something's wrong.
Yeah.
So came upstairs. I said, Shelly, I said, can I talk to you for a second? She said, sure. I said, I think there's something wrong with that. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's something wrong.
She kept dropping stuff at lunch. That's what your words were. Something's wrong.
I said, it's not normal behavior for her. It's not normal at all. And
so she sit right here. So I was able to kind of watch her. And then here she go with her jacket. She had her keys. And she's sitting there. Remember the hand that's kind of messed up or whatever. And she's dropping the keys, trying to put them in her pocket. So they drop right there. I picked up the keys once. She done did this shit again. I'm like, all right now, what's really going on? But she had said that her back was hurting because she left toe-to-toe one time early. And what happened, what made this so bad and made you so just amazing, she had gone to the hospital and told them, what did you tell them? This arm didn't work, your back hurts.
At first this arm, I couldn't lift this, I couldn't do nothing.
She told them that.
And then the second time when I left the class that time, it was
You
the
went back to the
spasm.
same hospital?
No, I went, the first time
I didn't know that.
once I went to university, then the next time I went to
Hillcrest.
That was when you sent me to the hospital.
Oh.
I went to Cleveland Clinic in Beechwood.
Okay.
So
Neither one worked her up for a stroke.
neither. They didn't even draw blood. They didn't put me on no fluids.
They didn't have a razor, nothing, no assessment, nothing. So she was sitting here that day, and everybody left. I'm saying, you sit down somewhere so I can figure you out. And then she kept going to the bathroom. I'm like, why you gotta pee so much? Fuck. Okay, so she going to the bathroom all like crazy, and then she over here with just her arm. I said, your face drooping a little bit. So I called 911. Come to find out, not only is she having a stroke, but she also has outrageous blood sugar. That's why she had polyuria. Yeah. So everything you learned was like coming to fruition, and she was admitted, like boom. That and missed a lot of class, and of course is doing better. But the thing that it was her left side affected. So chilled babies, what kind of stroke was that? Right hemispheric stroke. Now we teach you right side, R for right side, R for reasoning and judgment. This nut. Let me tell you what she did. I was calling her every day. You know, I'm talking to the baby every day. What the fuck is going on? How you doing? The nurse is cool. What's going on? What I need to do? She tell me that she canceled her neuro appointment cause honey, it's my birthday. I said, oh yeah, right side stroke for real. No reasoning, no judge. What the fuck? I cussed her out before I knew about it. I said, what the hell? Well, whoop your ass. I bet you better get that appointment back. Lord, these children. So she saved her life. Make no bones about it. You already a nurse. You already a nurse. You need this old funky ass paper, but you already a nurse. And she proved that day. Yeah, man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Now, how long did your 85 questions take you? Thank you, babe. Thank you.
A little over 3 hours.
How long should it take her? How long should it take her if she's 85 and out? 3 hours. Exactly what she said. Because how many questions an hour? 30. She did that shit. That's how you pace yourself. Because if you go too fast, you're going to fail this test, child. Just go slow. And what did you think? It wasn't that bad. She came out, she said it was easy.
It was very easy. I feel like I over prepared myself for the test.
Yeah, because she was way over prepared. She had to get cussed out a little bit, y'all.
Yes.
Because she was just sitting here becoming a tax deduction. And I'm like, she didn't want to leave. It was terrible. I said, what the fuck? Do you have an ATT? Did you pay for it? Did you apply for it? Is it in your realm of possibilities this year? Jesus. So then she get the daggone thing. Well, I don't know. I think I need to. If you don't get out my class, you've been ready.
Yes.
Get out.
I had came to her Friday, and I'm like, Shelly, I think I'm gonna reschedule my test. She was like, what?
I will punch you dead in your face. Get out my class.
I'm like, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not prepared.
Tears and shit just rolling. I'm like, you got to get out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck out of here. Remember they said that in the club? My baby.
I love you so much.
Biscuit. Jesus. You like them feet, y'all. You're freak. Got a fetish going on.
Shelly.
No, I love you more, baby. For real. For real.
Like this lady right here, guys. Like, Shelly is really like an angel.
Yes, she is.
That was sent from
Cousin
heaven.
I don't know where I fit in heaven.
She mowed so many people, guys, and I just really want you guys to really just listen to what she's saying, because the stuff that she put in the pink packets, that's literally the test. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing. You just have to listen to her. If you listen and just follow her plan, y'all gonna get it.
The
Y'all
pink
gonna get
packets
it.
are the test. You get kind of shocked when you get to the test. You be like, oh, it really is in the pink
Literally.
packet. Oh my God. The oh my God is definitely
Yes.
the pink packet of choice.
Yes.
All
Just
right.
follow that pink packet, and y'all got it. Y'all
Well,
got
let's get in for group pink. Got it already. Let's do this.
it.